Have you ever found yourself constantly sacrificing your own needs and desires in a romantic relationship just to keep your partner happy? If so, you're not alone. Many of us struggle with setting and maintaining healthy boundaries in our love relationships. But what if I told you that learning to say no could be the key to unlocking a deeper, more fulfilling connection with your partner? Welcome to BrainGrasp. Stay tuned because we're about to reveal a groundbreaking secret that will change the way you approach boundaries in your romantic relationships forever. Romantic relationships are often the most intimate and intense connections we have in our lives. They bring us joy, passion, and a sense of belonging. However, when boundaries become blurred or non-existent, these relationships can turn toxic, leading to resentment, emotional exhaustion, and even codependency. That's why it's crucial to understand the art of setting boundaries, a skill that empowers us to protect our emotional and mental well-being while nurturing a healthy, mutually respectful partnership. Setting boundaries in a romantic relationship is not about creating distance or pushing your partner away. It's about establishing a healthy balance and mutual respect within the relationship. When we fail to set boundaries, we open ourselves up to exploitation, manipulation, and disrespect from our partners. On the flip side, setting clear boundaries fosters trust, intimacy, and a deeper understanding between you and your significant other. Research has shown that individuals with strong boundary-setting skills experience lower levels of stress, anxiety, and depression in their romantic relationships, while also enjoying more fulfilling and satisfying partnerships. A study published in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships found that couples who struggled with setting boundaries were more likely to experience emotional distance, conflict, and a lack of intimacy. I remember a time when I was in a relationship where I constantly put my partner's needs and desires before my own. I would say yes to everything they wanted, even if it meant sacrificing my own interests, time, or well-being. I was constantly exhausted, resentful, and felt like I was losing myself in the relationship. It wasn't until I hit rock bottom that I realized the importance of setting boundaries and learned how to do it effectively in my romantic partnership. Boundaries in romantic relationships can take many forms. For example, you might set a boundary around spending quality time together without distractions, such as limiting phone or social media use during date nights. Or you might set a boundary around respecting each other's personal space and alone time. Other common boundaries include financial boundaries, sexual boundaries, and boundaries around communication and conflict resolution. Setting boundaries in a romantic relationship is crucial for maintaining a healthy sense of self and preventing resentment or burnout. When we constantly sacrifice our own needs and desires for our partner, we can start to feel resentful, bitter, and even lose sight of who we are as individuals. This can lead to a breakdown in communication, emotional distance, and ultimately, the deterioration of the relationship. On the other hand, when we set clear boundaries and prioritize our own well-being alongside our partners, we create a foundation of mutual respect and understanding. This allows for a deeper, more authentic connection to flourish, as both partners feel valued and supported in their individuality. Here's a step-by-step guide on how to set boundaries with your partner. Identify your boundaries. The first step is to understand what your boundaries are in the context of your romantic relationship. Take some time to reflect on your values, needs, and limits. What behaviors or situations make you feel uncomfortable or violated? What are your deal breakers? Communicate clearly. Once you've identified your boundaries, it's essential to communicate them clearly and assertively with your partner. Use I statements to express your feelings and needs without blaming or accusing them. For example, I feel overwhelmed when you expect me to cancel my plans with friends to spend time with you. I need to maintain a balance between our relationship and my personal life. Be consistent. Consistency is key when it comes to setting boundaries in your romantic relationship. If you set a boundary, but then repeatedly make exceptions, it sends a mixed message and undermines your efforts. Stick to your boundaries, even when it's difficult, and don't feel guilty for saying no. Offer alternatives. When saying no to your partner, try to provide an alternative solution that works for both of you. This shows that you're willing to compromise and find a mutually agreeable solution. For example, I can't go out with your friends tonight, but how about we plan a date night this weekend instead? Seek support. Setting boundaries in a romantic relationship can be challenging, especially if your partner is resistant or manipulative. Don't be afraid to seek support from trusted friends, family members, or a therapist. They can provide valuable perspective and help you stay strong in your commitment to healthy boundaries. Failing to set boundaries in a romantic relationship can have serious consequences. You may find yourself feeling resentful, overwhelmed, and emotionally drained. You might start to lose your sense of self and individuality as you constantly prioritize your partner's needs over your own. This can lead to codependency, where you become unhealthily reliant on your partner for validation and self-worth. In extreme cases, a lack of boundaries can even enable emotional or physical abuse within the relationship. Setting boundaries in a romantic relationship can be challenging, especially if your partner is resistant or dismissive of your needs. It's important to remember that your boundaries are not up for negotiation. They are a reflection of your values and limits, and they deserve to be respected. If your partner is resistant to your boundaries, it's important to have an open and honest conversation about why these boundaries are important to you. Explain how they help you feel respected, valued, and able to show up as your best self in the relationship. If your partner continues to disrespect your boundaries, it may be time to reevaluate the relationship and seek support from a therapist or counselor. Online therapy is particularly suitable, as being at home in your own safe environment makes it easier to open up to the therapist. In the video description, you will find some useful tips on the most reliable online psychological therapy services. Now, for the groundbreaking secret we promised earlier. Setting boundaries in your romantic relationship is not just about saying no to your partner. It's also about learning to say no to yourself. Often, we struggle with boundaries because we have internalized beliefs or expectations that push us to prioritize our partner's needs over our own, even when it goes against our best interests. By recognizing and challenging these internal narratives, we can develop a deeper sense of self-awareness and self-respect, empowering us to set boundaries that align with our true values and needs within the relationship. Setting boundaries is an essential skill for cultivating a healthy, fulfilling romantic relationship. By learning to say no with kindness, clarity, and consistency, we not only protect our own well-being, but also foster deeper connections built on mutual respect and understanding with our partners. Remember, setting boundaries is not about pushing your loved one away. It's about creating space for true intimacy and growth to flourish within your romantic partnership. Here's another video about boundaries in relationships that you need to watch. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.